My name is Bethany Story. Here are my speaking notes. This is my audience. And I am speaking about the campus carry law. There's been much debate on gun control recently in the news. The most recent debate is about concealed carry weapons. This is a very controversial topic for many people. College students as well as professors are undecided on if concealed carry permit holders should be allowed to carry on college campuses. Campus carry is a controversial issue that many people are still undecided on, could bring harm or allow people to protect themselves in case of an emergency, and regards the Second Amendment of our rights. To begin, many people are still undecided on this issue. An article written by David Usborne for the newspaper The Independent on Sunday, published February 28, 2016, discusses the possibility of campus carry on the University of Texas in Austin. Faculty and staff of the university are undecided on whether or not they agree with campus carry law, as some are concerned that students will act under stress from their workloads at school. Others believe this law could be beneficial. The article states, across the country, states with Republican majorities have been fairly rushing to ease gun restrictions. Iowa passed a law last week allowing supervised children of all ages to handle guns, and 20 states now allow guns on campuses so long as they remain concealed. With almost half of the United States allowing guns on campus, could this law be put into place in Georgia next? Next, could this law bring harm or allow people to protect themselves? There are a few concerns regarding the campus carry law. Heather Way, a professor at the University of Texas in Austin, is quoted in the article saying, "I have a colleague who is concerned now about giving a student a low grade. Graduate students are under a lot of stress, and then you give them guns? You just don't know what could happen." Students are under much stress in school due to their workloads, so this law brings with it the concern of the mental health of students when they are under so much stress with their workloads. This law could also be effective in a way for students and faculty to protect themselves in case of an emergency. If there's an active shooter on a college or university campus, there would be no other way for them to defend themselves other than hiding behind something, and then they're still in the line of fire. My last point is, would this violate the Second Amendment to the Constitution if this law does not pass? The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution states that people shall have the right to keep and bear arms and that this shall not be infringed upon. This raises the question that if the campus carry law does not pass, will that infringe upon the right to bear arms? State Representative Jake Highfall is quoted in the article stating, "I think this is one of the best bills we've done for Second Amendment rights." In conclusion, the campus carry law is a controversial issue for many reasons. There are many questions and concerns behind the law as far as undecidedness, whether or not the law would bring harm or allow others to protect themselves, or whether or not it violates the Constitution. It is unknown at this time if this law will pass here in Georgia, although it has already passed in many other states. I urge you all to research this topic and make an educated decision on whether or not you agree with this law. Now I have a few questions for my audience, and then we can have a discussion now. So the first question is, what are some ways that the law could bring harm to students or faculty? Yes.
People who are not educated in gun handling.
Yes, that's a very good
Because
point.
it can be taken away from you and hurt you
That's true.
if you don't know how to handle it.
That is very true. Anybody else?
Well, also, if college students are drinking, they're partying, and somebody gets upset, you never know when someone, of course, they could do that off campus also, so.
That's true. It's also true. Another question is, how could it benefit students or faculty?
They can protect yourself.
Well, they can. The students and faculty can protect themselves, but also, it seems like most of the shootings, if not a great deal of the shootings, occur in gun-free zones, which are schools. So, if you know it's a gun-free zone, where else would a shooter want to go, where he knows
Right.
there's no gun to shoot him back
Right.
or her back?
Right. Anybody else? The last question I have is, would you consider this law violating the Second Amendment if it did not pass?
Yes and no, because some of it is private property, schooling is, so therefore it falls under a different jurisdiction in regards to the Second Amendment, so they can make their own laws on-site on campus. I think it should be passed for the same reasons of being protected and, but you also have to have knowledge of a handgun.
Right.
I think they should, have mandatory training.
That's a good idea.
Very good idea. That is a really good idea.
They should have mandatory training anytime somebody has a gun.
Right.
I think before you're allowed to have a gun, you should have training.
Well, thank you all so much for listening to my speech today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the afternoon.